Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to episode 2 of season 2 of the Best Buds podcast. We are here with some new faces today. Top right corner, if you're watching, Lord Japius, new permanent member of the pod. Jap, say what's up, man.
Hello, listeners. You guys will get to know me. These guys know me pretty well as we keep going here. So
great guy here.
10 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
To be here,
And then bottom right, we have our very first special guest of season 2, the wonderful Miss Summer. Summer, say hi.
What's up, guys?
Sweet. We got a great episode in store, I think.
Yes.
I think people are going to want to click on this one. A potential double parter, depending on how deep in the conversation we get here. No friendship test this time. We're just getting straight into the good stuff. But before that, all right, Jap, song of the week, my boy. Let's get it.
Song of the week. So Noah gave me a little bit of time to think about this one. And so I was listening to music. Best song I've listened to probably in the last 48 hours. Revenge of the Dreamers, J. Cole. Slapper. He starts off the song by saying, "My nose is running." I think that's all you need to know.
Oh, man.
Listen to that. But yeah, I mean, J. Cole's my GOAT. I'm sure we'll talk about him more in the podcast at some points. But give your
sleeper song. Just slide it in there,
Sleeper song. All right. If you don't really like rap music, like kind of just like little, I don't know,
chill vibes,
indie type stuff. Flaming Hot Cheetos by Claro.
Oh.
Give it a listen.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I was grooving to it when you played it for us. I was sitting a little.
Ooh, hey, little shoulder roll. Okay.
I was in this motherfucker skimming around in the camera.
Is that a new one, or is it older?
I think it's older.
I'm tapping in after this. After we finish this, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm really re-listening to Revenge of the Dreamers. I'll keep it going. You guys know I've been a notorious country music hater my whole life, up until last year, I'd say, and I'm welcoming it with open arms. Went for a run earlier. Tyler Childers in the ear. That type of run, just. Feathered Indians, bang. I mean, like, I was just, incredible. 10 out of 10 song, really, like, one of the best songs I've ever listened to in my life.
Is it an intense type of run, or like a chill run? How fast are we running here?
I was running, the pace was like 8-minute mile, but, like, I felt I was running, just running.
Running from your fears and anxieties.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I get it.
Need some of those all the time. But Tyler Childers, and I've listened to some other songs, Tattoos, obviously All Your, and like just fantastic artist. I'm proud to say now. So Zion, keep it going.
All right, I'm sticking with reggae for the whole season 2.
Forever.
Forever. Because that's what the people need, man. The people need some positive vibrations.
Yeah, man.
So we're gonna go with Bunny Wailer, song called Dreamland. It's one of those songs that like a lot of different reggae artists will remake, because that's what a lot of reggae is. They kind of make the same things, but I like his version a lot, so definitely give it a listen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm keeping that one for later because I was actually just listening to reggae yesterday on my walk. So happy, and I was like, I need to hit up Zion for some more reggae music. So
when that sun hits your skin and you got that reggae going, it's like, all right, we good. Life is good.
So my song is completely random. I don't know how I even found it. It's called "Left Me Like Summer." Ironic.
Wow.
By Daily J.
Heartbreaker over here.
Wait, I know that song. I think.
Left Me Like Summer.
I think so. I'll check later. I feel like I've heard it.
I play it and it just puts me in a good mood every time.
It's
just such a happy song.
Those are the best. All right. For anybody watching on YouTube, yes, my camera is bugging out. I don't know what's going on, but I don't feel like fixing it. So Congrats.
Yeah, that could be a whole headache.
Because you don't know how to fix it.
Whoa. All right. Let's move to the next topic on that one. quickly along. We're just going to touch on some current events, sports real quick going on. Summer is in New York City right now. And there's a potential, once again, not a baseball guy at all, but there's potential for a Subway Series is what they call it. The Yankees and Mets playing in the World Series against each other. Very unheard of. Not sure if it's happened before. Do I care?
Fight in the streets.
No, I don't care. Besides that, we've got European club soccer back, some bangers. By the time this comes out, hopefully Chelsea will have prevailed tomorrow against Liverpool. If not,
come on, boys.
We need it. Besides that, current events, the top of my head is, and this is probably more relevant to summer, but Liam Payne and that crazy story that came out the other day.
Why is that more relevant to me? Y'all don't listen to One Direction?
I listened to a little bit of One Direction growing up, maybe.
Actually, yeah.
Not a lick.
But yeah, broke a lot of hearts.
I mean, I've heard it. You know, who hasn't?
Yeah.
But that's
One
just
Direction had a chokehold on.
Everybody got something like that.
They split up, and you know, Harry started doing his thing. Okay, now I sound like I'm keeping up with it a little too much.
He's sad now. I mean, they showed pictures of like his hotel room, and it seemed like he was pretty strung out.
Yeah, I mean that's just
but also
not
a complete accident.
Yeah, just terrible stuff.
Do they know?
Y'all think he was trying to jump in the pool?
I hope not.
To think like, who knows what really was happening? Like Jasper said, was it really an accident? Who knows?
Yeah, crazy stuff. But you know, we never like to hear or see news like that. But that kind of goes into part one of the pod today, which is health and wellness, and just keeping your mind and body in the most efficient, top peak form for who you are. And we're going to touch on some important aspects of that. We have some people in here. All four of us really have some background on health and wellness, but the two people over here specifically, you guys want to give kind of your just quick little backgrounds on what you're doing right now?
Can you point to us all real quick? Just point where you think we are.
Zion,
okay.
Jasper,
No.
Summer.
No.
Is it Zion, Jasper, Summer?
Yeah.
Okay, it's backwards for me. But on my screen, which is what they're seeing, it's boom, 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 boom.
Okay. Bet.
Jasper, what are you doing right now, man?
So currently, I'm a student physical therapist at Charleston Southern University. Pretty intense, but yeah, I love it. It's been a grind. I'm in my second semester now. Just finished midterms. So yeah, going good.
Yeah, so we got some knowledge, you know, that's actually pen to paper, going through the book, knows some stuff right there. Summer, what are you doing?
So graduated with exercise science. Right now I'm on to my master's in nutrition and dietetics.
Beautiful.
Shout out to the friends. It's good to have friends that are constantly trying to attain new things because it makes you want to also be better. So shout out to all your friends out there who are doing good and
people
don't be
that
jealous of them. You know, just
take that knowledge. You know, reach out to them and implore them to share that knowledge with you, because that's the beauty of being friends with people that.
Yeah, another thing too I like is like when you have friends that are passionate in all these different things, it helps you. Like I like to feed off of y'all's passions as well, and it makes me more versed in, you know, life things. Like what y'all are learning is important stuff to know for myself. So
Yeah, no, it's all cool stuff. So let's get into kind of the first section of health, I'd say, or you know, however we attack it, but nutrition and eating healthy, especially for, you know, people in their 20s, our age. I feel like we've all tried out some different diets, whether that's, cookout and Bojangles every day, or, meal prepping, simple, or cooking meals a little bit, actually cooking a meal and making a dinner and stuff like that. I don't think many of us, correct me if I'm wrong, have gotten into like exact diets like vegetarian, pescatarian and whatnot, but especially with a nutritionist and some guys that have lived alone and been broke for parts of their life, we know how to make some nice, cheap, somewhat healthy meals. So let's just get into that. Jap, do you want to get started on that, and just kind of some easy food items and meals that you like to make?
Yeah, sure. So, my diet right now basically consists of chicken thighs, rice, salmon and rice, and then
Yeah,
any type of like frozen vegetables to supplement that. That's
yeah,
just because one, it's easy, and two, it's cheap. And yeah, I will say like with school and stuff, it's I don't have a lot of time to cook sometimes. So I do go out to eat a lot. And I think realistically, eating from home for every single meal is just not attainable sometimes. So I think like kind of living with that balance is also important. Like, if I kind of make deals with myself. So I'm like, okay, if I eat like 4 meals from home this week, I'll get like takeout on Friday, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just
yeah.
work that.
Honestly, I think that type of balance is easier to maintain as well. Like, I feel like when people get into like, oh, I need to have this, this, and this, or else I'm failing, they start to feel the pressure of like, there's pressure that they put on themselves versus where they take a night where they're like, let me go get some ice cream and some cookies. Or like they take a night where it's like, okay, let me go out. It kind of helps you go want to get back into that routine of eating better for yourself and doing that. So I think taking every 2 or 3 nights, 2 nights to treat yourself isn't so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's always
Hmm.
good to have a balance.
Yeah, I think it depends on like how intense people are with their like diets or meal plans, but a cheat day is necessary, unless for
Yeah.
whatever you're specific, like if you're fighting or bodybuilding or whatever, where you really don't want anything bad going into your body for a 2 weeks training period or like prepping for a competition, then yeah, push your limits, see how long you can go without sweets and treats, and then after a week, 2 weeks, a month, that first Oreo milkshake from Cookout, oh my gosh, that I mean,
Yeah.
It tastes great, but that shit will hit your stomach hard in the morning.
but that's something I feel like I found out through my times of bad eating habits is like, if I eat anything bad or not good for me, like I'm not gonna be happy after the next day. Like I'm not gonna feel more energized or like.
Yeah, in high school I was definitely immune to it because I had it so often. But then whenever I moved out and we started to actually cook and eat a little better, and I would eat something bad, I noticed it much
Wait, it's
faster.
funny that y'all are saying this because I just noticed that happening to me lately. I'm like, oh yeah, I can eat anything, whatever. But now I feel like my stomach hurts more when I eat certain foods, and I'm like, wait a second, that's never
Mm-hmm.
happened before.
It's that age. It's
Yeah.
it's catching up.
Well, I mean, I think that like
Absolutely.
I also think like if I did go back to eating cookout and Bojangles, I after a while of dealing with the pain and destroying my toilet, I would get used to it again. And I would get back into that cycle of like eating the bad food.
Yeah.
But since I'm not, and I think I like it. I like listening to my body. My body's telling me, hey man, look, you've been doing good, dog. Don't go back to
Yeah,
this.
that's exactly what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's about your relationship with food, really. Like,
100%.
are you, you know, like when I have a cheat meal, it's like I'm gonna enjoy whatever I'm about to eat. Like I'm gonna make it a point to like really enjoy this food versus like I'm gonna just go to McDonald's just because it's easy, and then I'll probably go back there tomorrow because I don't have any groceries,
Right.
and then you
Yeah.
get in that cycle.
That's a little different whenever cause I'll be out of groceries. I'm the type to like use up all my groceries until the fridge is gone.
Oh yeah, you got to scrape it
The last
until.
little slice of butter
Mm-hmm.
you put in the
Literally.
thing.
Oh, time to go
That is
grocery
so
shopping.
I done cooked 3 grains of rice. Like now, and I don't got money for groceries. Now I gotta eat McDonald's and Chipotle for the next 5 days so I get that paycheck.
Hey, off topic, but or y'all heard of the new spicy McChicken?
You mean the new
And it's
Yeah.
chicken Big Mac?
chicken, and there's a chicken Big Mac and
Yeah,
a
yeah,
spicy.
yeah. I had I had the chicken Big Mac today. If I'm being completely honest with you guys.
Dude, no way. Me too. Me too.
Was it good?
It was so good. Oh my god. It was so
Mine,
good.
my McDonald's was mid as fuck.
Mid.
My McDonald's was
Hey,
bottom tier
little,
McDonald's.
little hack. You gotta tell them, hey yo, and let me get that made to order, please.
Yep. Game
They'll
on.
make that shit fresh. They'll be mad as fuck at you. They'll be like, oh, here come one of them made to order
Damn,
types.
I did it.
I didn't know you
I
could do
mobile
that.
ordered. Yeah,
Any fast food spot, I do think though with the mobile ordering, I think like now that food and all these fast food places aren't as cheap as it was, I think the way to get around that is to download all the apps that they have. Like that's where all the deals are now and everything's like you have to go through that process now if
yeah.
you're looking to spend as little money as you would back then whenever a McChicken really was $1. You know what I'm saying?
99 cents. Come on. Yeah, I think fast food is good in limited amounts, limited times. But the hardest part is, and this leads in the next topic, is discipline. And I feel like for people our age, depending on the person, can either be you're just automatically very disciplined and you're able to translate that to all facets of life, or you're struggling hardcore. I feel like I teeter on that, and maybe it's just
Everyone does.
yeah. I think it's maybe more based on like what I'm going through in life. It's easier to be more disciplined and hit the gym every day, hit an
Facts.
ab workout at home, stretch, do some breathing and meditation, like all these things that I know first of all take 1 to 2 minutes, some of them, some 30 minutes, like you can get things in, but they're also so good for you, and I know they're good for me, but I'm still some days like, man, I'm just gonna sit on the
I don't want
couch.
to do it. I'm gonna sleep in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the worst
I'm gonna
one.
take this nap. I'm gonna take this nap.
Mm-hmm.
Me?
It-
Whew. Me and
Mm.
them
You
alarms,
give
man.
yourself an excuse.
We're never on the same page.
Yeah, I've been making a lot of excuses lately. But then I remember no one wants to do it, so
Yeah.
There we and
I want the
so
outcome of it.
yeah. What gets y'all going? Like what is it that motivates you to do those things that you want to do and that you should do?
Well, it all depends. I think for me, with health, I think my biggest thing is it's a way to be grateful. It kind of taps into that spirituality with me. Um, like with my body, with what I'm putting into my body. Like I'm lucky to have an able body that can digest all these foods. I don't have any allergies. So in order for me to be grateful to the creator, I take care of what I've been given. And same thing with working out. Like I'm not going to. I have this able body. I always say like I'm thankful for 10 toes and 10 fingers, and that's just like kind of like all the little things. I'm thankful for my sight, and I'm able to smell and hear, and my shoulders work. I don't have any injuries. So like for me, my biggest thing is like I've been put here, and I've had this chance to live life to the fullest, and through my body I can do that. So I should take care of my body. You know, that's like
Definitely.
It's a great
a
mindset.
basic. That's a basic thing for me. It gets more specific when it comes to like my sport and other stuff like that. Because that's probably a big thing too. Is the fact that I'm a fighter. Like at this point now, since I'm fighting, if I don't take care of myself, I'm literally gonna get hurt because I'm gonna get fucking my head knocked off. So
Exactly, dude. What I was gonna say goes kind of right off of that. Like when I don't know what motivates me to like study, work out, all that stuff is like having some type of purpose. Like if I have a greater thing to work towards, like okay, if I do this now, my future self is gonna be in a better spot than
yeah,
Simple
it
as
would be if I
that.
didn't do it, right?
Simple as that. Yeah.
And so like with PT stuff, I'll be like, I'm thinking about my future patients, right? I need to study this. I need to learn this right now so that I can treat someone in the future, and that kind of like motivates me to do that. Same thing with the gym. Like I have to be able-bodied to do my job. So, but everything kind of stems from like that purpose. I
Yeah.
think that's huge.
Yeah, I want to be one of those old people that can actually like get around and do things.
They're
Facts.
so cool. Those are the coolest people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those people you
And
see who
actually,
are,
like,
yeah, just incredible.
yeah, you really do live longer just from working out and eating healthy. So, I mean, why
Yeah.
not? Plus, it's just like the feeling it gives you. For me, I think it's just feeling better like after you do your workout and you're like, oh, like I didn't want to do it going into it. But then after you're finished, it's like the most amazing feeling, like, oh, I feel so great right now.
Yeah, another
And that
thing
has a
too
positive
is,
impact on like all your relationships too.
yeah,
Almost everything in your life. But
it's hard to
besides
get
that.
into it if you're not like, if you're not used to it, it's hard to get into it. But for me, now that I've done it for so long now, when there's days that I've been chilling for like 2 or 3 days in a row, my body starts to get antsy. It's like my body wants to work out. It's like
Yeah.
I'm like lethargic.
Bro,
But
yeah, I just feel disgusted. Like, not even like my body, but like just with myself and like knowing like I've literally laid here for 3 days and thought about doing this, and that, and I'm still laying here. Like, come
yeah, and I
on,
think
like
that
at
kind
some
of ties
point.
into like what I was saying earlier about like eating. Like it's your body telling you like, all right, you gotta listen to your body. Your body's telling
Your
you this is
muscles like crave it.
yeah, basically like
Everything. You
I feel like I get really antsy and like I'm like, all right, like I need to go do something. My muscles
yeah.
like I just like start to hurt.
And even
yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes too, like just a simple walk is good,
Yep.
which is just super
That's what
underrated.
my
Like
run
you don't
started
gotta
as.
do
My
too
run
much.
started as a walk. It was a simple walk.
8,000 steps a day makes you live longer.
There we go.
All
There we
right.
go.
I don't think I can count that high.
Your phone will probably count it
Just
for
use
you.
like the phone, yeah, health app.
1, 2,
Oh
3,
yeah,
4.
technology.
Okay, so moving along with that, and the general scheme of health and wellness, you got eating well, being disciplined with eating, but then like we touched on a little bit, discipline with getting in the gym or whatever that looks like for you. And I think that's equally 50-50 is whatever you enjoy doing or whatever physical activity brings you joy, do it. I mean, like, every day, every other day, 20 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Like, for me, sometimes, like, those days, like, when I've had 3 days in a row laying around being a bum, like, let me just go outside, like, barefoot and shoot a basketball. Like, I need to touch grass, literally. Like,
Ah,
Yeah.
seriously, go see the sun for a little bit.
and
Yeah, I feel
and
that
I
way.
feel better immediately.
Movement is medicine. It's simple as that. Like
Yeah.
use it or lose it type of thing. But kind of one thought that came into my head when you said like after you sit in bed for like 3 days and you start to feel lethargic and then you want to go do something, I feel like it's difficult for people that don't know the potential that they have. Like for you, you can reach these levels of fitness because you've
Mm-hmm.
done it. So you lay in bed and you're like, I need to get back to that. Versus like someone who's never felt that before, that's how you get in that. To me, that's how you get in that cycle
Yeah,
of like
yeah,
And I think
it's so
seeing,
easy.
like,
So
for somebody that hasn't seen that yet, and what kind of goes along with discipline, because discipline is applied to that, small victories. Like, you have to find something every day where you're like, let's fucking go. Like, I did that today. I got up and walked half a mile and back, and you're gonna feel better, if you can string victories on top of victories. I think that's a huge part of it.
yeah.
exactly.
So finishing up kind of part one here. I know Jasper and Zion's going to have some good input on this, and then we'll see what me and Summer can contribute here. But workout wise, for different types of athletes, what is best? What is the best workout splits or whatever you want to call it for different types of athletes, or in general? Like, if you're just looking to start going to the gym, basic stuff, like, what should you be doing?
All right, I'll start with this one, I guess. So with athletes, for like at least my take on things right now, I have this field to speak. I might as well just state my opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think for athletes wise, train your sport. Like what are you gonna do on the field, and how can you train that? Like so say, for example, like soccer player, we're gonna spend 4 days out of the week, 5 days out of the week playing soccer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2 days in the gym. Of course, there's like muscle groups you can strengthen that are gonna give mechanical advantages during sport. Yes, that's gonna make you faster, stronger, whatever. But really, for me, like when it comes to athletes, like train, just keep it simple. Like just train what they need to be good at.
Mm.
And then I think sprinting is also good. Were you about to say something?
I have learned differently in like
Ooh.
in exercise science major. When we were talking about like athletes and them training just for their sport, like I learned that you shouldn't just train for your sport because that's when you get burned out and also you're more prone to injuries. So you should just be working out and doing kind of like what you do for fun. Like if you're a soccer player, also go out, play basketball, go swim. So you're working all the muscle groups and you're having fun. But you are still working soccer too, like obviously. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's funny you said that.
And I'm sure that applies at different levels to different, like if you're a professional
Yeah.
soccer player, you're gonna be playing soccer every day of the week. But you see it now all the time nowadays. Like C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels, quarterbacks in the NFL, their warm-ups consist of shooting a basketball, throwing a tennis ball, throwing a baseball, other things that are like functional movements that they can apply to their sport. But yeah, like you said, like you don't want to throw a football a million times a week because you're gonna destroy your shoulder or
Yeah.
whatever it is. You can only do so
Yeah.
much, but finding other ways. And so yeah, it's different at different levels. I think if you're, you know, a general, like you play intramural sports like me, I'm gonna play whatever sport is available or sounds most fun to me at the moment, when in reality, like I'm a basketball player, ex-basketball player, whatever. But yeah, so I think there's different levels to it, but that definitely
I
makes
like
sense to me.
I like that input too because um it kind of helps with me. I think that a lot of people, once we get older, we decide that we can no longer learn new things or we can no longer, become something new. A lot of people say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, which I hate that saying because if you try hard enough, the dog will learn the new trick, I think. And I think that's the same thing with us. Like, I try to hold on to my inner child, and that kind of is what helped me want to explore new sports. And after basketball ended for me, that helped me want to create something that I've always wanted as a kid, but maybe not have been able to explore just because it's not something that my pops always wanted for me to do. He was always scared of me of box, scared of me to get hurt in these different sports and everything. But the child in me wanted to try all these different things, and I think an important part of growing mentally and maybe physically too, I'm not sure, is having fun while you're doing these things. So like doing different things that are fun to you is going to help you learn, and it goes with like inspiring. Recently, like these professional fighters will come out and say like whenever we're sparring, we don't ever do hard sparring anymore because when there's too much fear, you're not really learning. Versus when you're having fun, your capacity to learn is maxed out. So I like to make sure I'm having fun, and I like to make sure like it's this simple thing I do in the gym that no one else does that is kind of childish, but like when I'm learning new patterns or I'm learning a new combination, I make sounds with my punches that are kind of silly, but it helps me keep it childish and it helps me just be more engaged. It helps my mind be more engaged. My thought process is if I can make this sound with it, then like I can just associate the way my muscle moves
Hmm.
whenever I'm going. So I
Dude,
like to make
It's
sure I'm
that's
keeping
you're
actually
it.
you're literally getting trained like a dog, basically, like sound associated with
that's
a
really
treat, or like
That's an interesting way to go about it.
I like it. I like it.
that's really
Yeah.
profound though. Like, because you're really tapping into your nervous system and your senses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
sending.
and that's just like I said, like I'm not trying to overthink it, and I'm over. That's nothing to with fighting. Fighting is helping become. It's like everything happened in my life. Everything changed in my life when I started fighting. Like I became much more spiritual. I became much more comfortable and confident with who I wanted to be and who I am. And so now when I'm practicing, like I can do all this childish stuff, and I don't really care as much anymore. But I'm having fun, and I feel like I'm learning at my greatest potential. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's Yeah, perfectly said. And I think it also touches on the things that we had left that we wanted to say for this first part, and that's how to cope with not being an athlete, and that's doing things that are fun.
Just do
Simple as
anything, and
that.
it's not even like sports. Like I also like to like I picked up a guitar a couple months ago, just trying that. I'm not very good at it, but with like anything else, you can get good at it. Painting. I used to paint, but I don't. I like to sketch and I like to journal and do all these other things. And whenever I was a kid, I was led to believe that like I can only pick one thing. I feel like school kind of leads you down that path where it's like you should do this, lock in on this, and I think that it's good to lock in on certain things at a certain point in your life. But you have so much more life to live after that. Why not? Find something else you want to lock in on, or do multiple things at once, or whatever fits your lifestyle. I feel like we're all kids still. It's just that people want to grow up so fast, they want to forget it, and I don't know.
No, you got to
That's
enjoy
that's
it.
what helped. That's what helped me get into fighting. Was just like what I really imagine, like, what did Kid Zion imagine himself as? And it was always that. Like, even though it wasn't, whenever I was playing basketball, I always imagined myself to play, like, be in college and like go to the NBA. But like, after it ended for me, I was like, what did I really want? Like, I'm watching these animes and all this shit. I'm like, man, I want to do some shit like that. Like for real.
Facts. Um, yeah. You guys have anything else to say as far as wellness, health? Maybe we can go around and give like our final little message on kind of our take on what kind of health and wellness means to us. Something like that.
I'll be down
I can start since I came up with the idea.
for sure.
I think health and wellness is one of the hardest things to stay on top of, and I think that's why we touch so much on discipline in this segment. And I think that discipline and figuring yourself out is the first step in health and wellness. So if you haven't figured yourself out in any way, take some time on that, and then start to figure out what your body likes to do physically, what your body likes to do mentally, and just keep learning. It's all a process. Like I said earlier, the victories are huge, but just trusting the process, as cliche and stupid as it sounds, that's what you have to do. And for me, that's really hard sometimes because I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that, or I'm sulking because of this, or I feel bad because of that. Sometimes you gotta, push through, get up, go for that walk, come back, and those thoughts you had before, you're like, what? Like, I was tripping over a 20-minute walk? Like, I think that's kind of my overall take, and that's something that I'm still working on myself. So I think it's something that is a huge part of everybody's life.
Yeah, going off of that, actually, since it was getting cold here in the city and I didn't have heat while it was starting to get cold, so it was really hard to like get out of bed and do things because I'm like shivering and I'm like, I don't want to go do anything. But then when I do get outside and I'm like walking around and I'm feeling the sun, I'm like, oh, this is great. Like I should go and do something and it does make you feel way better. And it really is like you versus you at the end of the day. Like I started going, well, I didn't start going. I've been going to workout classes, but like you can't compare yourself to others. It really is like your growth journey and how you feel and yeah, and I actually started journaling. Trying to journal like every day starting in like October. Just like write down my thoughts, get it out. And I feel like that's really helping too because then on days when I have really good days and I'm like I go and work out or I go for that walk or whatever I do, I can look back and I'm like, dang, like I felt really good that day. So then it like reminds me like, oh, I should do that tomorrow.
Yeah, it helps you understand yourself a little better.
I literally told myself,
Yeah.
I told myself a week ago that I was going to start journaling, and then I retold myself this morning. I was like, tonight, when I'm laying in bed, I'm opening up a notebook and I'm just writing it all
There
out.
you go. It's your sign.
So
Get the thoughts out.
that was fantastic, Summer. That was great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That really was.
Seriously. That's what journaling's about, like looking back on what you wrote and then like, oh yeah, that was cool, or I had a
That
good
was
day
depressing.
that day, or I remember that time. Oh yeah, I think you go in the opposite way
That day
too.
was so
Really true.
depressing. Holy
But then
crap.
it's like good to read back on that because you're like, dang, like I was so sad in the moment, but like now it's like funny and it's fine to like
Yeah.
look back on.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Jasper, you want to go? You want
I
me to
guess
go?
I'll go. I'll go. So final statement, I guess, for health and wellness. We didn't really touch on like gym routines and stuff. So I'll just give a quick like workout split.
Go for it. Yeah.
Maybe.
Perfect finishing segment for you. Yeah. That's important stuff.
So I'll just give my personal one. I guess I'll just go ahead and leak my workout split. But I could charge like $25 for this, really. But basically, I just do like 3 days on, 1 day off. So I'll do like chest and try, back and bicep, and then legs. And then I'll usually take 1 day off, and then I'll do like some form of cardio on the 5th day. Like I'll go for a run. I've been in 2 soccer leagues here, so I've been using that as my cardio.
You've been running. Yeah.
Yeah. And in adult league, you run a lot. Well, I guess it depends on.
You run. Yeah.
A lot. But yeah, and then I think like some core exercises that I like to do. I like to just keep it simple, like with the barbell.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like to do overhead press, bench press. I've been doing some trap bar deadlifts. Those are really good. Just like
a little more functional too, yeah.
Strength and power. Yeah. And then using the kettlebell too is really great. The kettlebell is like one of those mysterious objects in the gym that just has so much potential. And it's just like you have to know its ways almost.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been trying to use it more and like figure out different exercises, but I like to do it for a leg day. And do different things, but yeah, that's all I'll say on that right now.
Beautiful. Wrap up part 1, Zion. Spit some wisdom, man. Something.
So, like I said, first of all, I want to say I like that you do 3 days workout and then 1 day off because I'm very unconventional and I like how it's not like a set on a week, Monday through Sunday. I like it's just 3 days, 1 day. But anyways, like I said earlier, for me, the most important thing is just gratefulness. Like, you gotta be grateful, and it works so well with me because of how spiritual I am. But I'm just thankful for my able body. Like, I'm so happy that I can do all these things, and so that's my way of expressing that gratefulness. Like, I'm gonna take care of myself because I have been blessed to have this stuff. So let me continue to take care of myself. I also wanted to touch up on. I like how you've been using the word discipline instead of motivation, because it really is a discipline. It's because not every day you're gonna be motivated. I actually, this, in my mind, I don't even, motivation isn't even a real word to me. Like, it's not anything to me anymore, because it's like I'm not gonna rely on when I'm motivated to go work out. I gotta go do it no matter how I'm feeling. So, and motivation is a real thing. I'm not saying that, but it's just a lot of people are like, oh, well, like people like talk to me and be like, you're so motivated, you're such a motivated person, like I wish I was motivated, I'd be in the gym. Well, no, it's just because you're not disciplined enough. And I'm not trying to diss you. I don't have any motivation. I hate, like, I don't want to go to the gym. I wish I could stay at home and make some money. Like, I'm sacrificing my time to make money to go to the gym, you know. So it's like, the discipline is much more important than the motivation.
For sure.
That's really it.
I think we yeah, that was a great little segment there, and because it was so great, and I'm not trying to release 1.5 hour long episodes, there's going to be a part 2. If you're watching on YouTube, this will come out on Tuesday. Part 2 will be on Wednesday. We're going to take a little breather.
Back-to-back drops.
You aren't going to want to miss. This is good stuff right here, but part 2 gets a little juicier. It's a little juicier.
Yeah.
It's a little juicier. So, if you're listening on Spotify, it'll jump right to part 2 because it's getting released all on Wednesday. But if not, tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. for episode 2, part 2. Thank you very much. We'll see you then, folks. Deuces.
Hey! What?